one more little note I wanted to make is the title here, Beatles That Took Things Too Far. And at some point in this video, he has like a beetle mocking, what is it called? Like a giraffe beetle, something like that. And mind you, this is hot on the tails of my releasing a video that's making fun of the size of his penis, or suggesting that he probably has a small penis because he seems to have small hands. What I think is funny is that if that is a reference to, Kat, you took it too far. I think it's so funny that he thinks that's taking it too far. He doesn't seem to think it's taking it too far to allow himself to continue being a member of a cult. He doesn't seem to think it's taking it too far to adopt children for the purpose of indoctrinating them into that cult and making them suffer through rape rituals and incest. He doesn't seem to think any of that is taking it too far. No. My ridiculing his tiny little penis, that's taking it too far. That's the mark of a narcissist, ladies and gentlemen, right there. They don't stop and think like, gee, maybe the way I'm living my life is fucked up and I'm taking it too far. But you just ridicule any little thing about them and like, oh my gosh, you're just way out of hand. Right? They just don't fucking get it. They don't get it. He doesn't stop to step back and go like, gee, these kids might have had a normal life where they weren't being raped or having their minds messed with or, part of a cult. They might have had just like a typical normal suburban life, normal parents instead of creeps. If you hadn't gone out of your way to get your hands on them. So he doesn't see that as being too far. He doesn't see that as taking any of this too far. Or then there's also the whole like, I wouldn't have noticed him doing what he was doing. I've mentioned this in the past. If he hadn't put it out there, he assumed that all of you, that everybody in the general public was too stupid to notice the little references he was making to these occulted sort of obscure deities. And it just so happened that I wasn't too stupid to notice. Right? He didn't see that as taking it too far. It's like, maybe you shouldn't be flaunting it all over the internet to the public what you're doing, because there's always the chance somebody's going to notice. And then this is where the narcissist would turn around and then blame the person who notices them instead of blame themselves for their own stupidity, for assuming that everybody else was too stupid to see what they were doing. It's amazing how what he considers to be too far. I'd say I've been very nice. I've been very, very nice. Just ridiculing the size of his, like, what he clearly has a shrimp dick, the fact that he lives the life he does, that he does the things he does to children. I don't care what even it looks like materially. Like, his spirit dick is tiny. And I think that's being nice, saying things like that. Because if I did the things that I wanted to do to a dude who adopted kids to rape and make members of a brainwashing cult, I think that I don't know what you would call that if you consider my making fun of your penis, too far. I think most people in the population would want to do the same exact things that I want to do to you, is what I would say to him if I were still speaking to him. Anyway, so he really needs to reassess his idea of taking things too far. I think that he passed that line. He crossed that line. He sped across it years ago. Light years ago. So there's that.